Hello and welcome to Chabot News for November 2nd, 2023. My name is Evan Netto and today we'll be covering the EPA's banning of a toxic chemical, the City of Hayward cracking down on street vendors, and new 2023 discounts on electric vehicles. In entertainment, Jasmine will tell us about the singer Pink's near-death experience. And finally, Greg will tell us about a baby born in the middle of a football game. All that and more coming up in today's edition of Chabot News. The Environmental Protection Agency wants to ban a harmful chemical often found in drinking water. Commonly called TCE, trichloroethylene is an ubiquitous contaminant. It's in up to 18% of U.S. drinking water according to federal data, and it's linked to health concerns like cancer, Parkinson's, and liver disease. That's why the EPA wants it phased out of consumer products and most commercial uses. It's often found in metal degreasers, paints, refrigerants, and some auto products. The EPA is inviting the public to weigh in on the issue. The proposal follows an EPA revision to the Toxic Substances Control Act in January. The agency says TCE poses an unreasonable risk to human health and adds that there are safer chemical alternatives available. If your thumb is a little less than green, your garden could be talking about you. A new study shows plants warn each other about danger. It maps out how they emit organic compounds when hurt. Neighboring plants pick up on those chemicals and activate defenses. Prior research suggests plants communicate, but this study goes further. It uses real-time imaging to visibly demonstrate how the process works. This information could help farmers better protect their plants against insect invaders and drought forecasts. The research is out in the journal Nature Communications this month. California and Bay Area leaders are renewing calls for improved gun safety after the deadly shooting in Lewiston, Maine, where at least 16 people were killed and dozens were wounded. San Francisco Supervisor Catherine Stefani is outspoken when it comes to stricter gun laws in the city, even pushing for legislation this past summer to ban firearms in public spaces. It's why she said she was frustrated to learn about the deadly mass shooting in Maine. California Governor Gavin Newsom reacted on social media about the shooting, pointing out Maine does not ban assault weapons, require permits to carry a gun in public, or require background checks on all gun sales. Bay Area resale boutique Relove builds a community and makes luxury fashion items. Relove is a highly curated resale boutique with locations in San Francisco and Oakland. Founded by the delightful Delilah Hale Christos, she opened her San Francisco location in 2014. She was the only employee and her DNA is all over the store. Relove smells like your favorite incense and has an intriguing playlist that features musicians from all over the world. Holly Christos and her team have created spaces that make you feel like you're browsing your most stylish friend's closet and bridges the gap between vintage and luxury fashion. Relove is working to make luxury resale shopping available to everyone. So, how do you define Relove? It appears to be many things: a place to learn, find community, maybe catch a cool collaboration with the DeYoung Museum or Levi's, and of course, a place to shop. It's time to find out what's going in entertainment news with our reporter Jasmine Bester.
Richard Roundtree has reportedly passed away. Roundtree rose to prominence during the 70s. The actor was best known for his role as a tough-talking private eye in 1971 Shaft. 2 more movies and a sequel and a television series were produced after the film's success. Roundtree is also known for films such as The Crack House and Speed Racer, as well as the hit TV show Being Mary Jane. The news was confirmed by Roundtree's manager, Patrick McMinn, in a statement to Variety. McMinn says Roundtree's career was a turning point for African-American men in Hollywood. Roundtree was 81 years old. Richard Roundtree's death was caused by pancreatic cancer, and Roundtree's success opened up a myriad of doors for other African-American actors in the entertainment industry. Singer Pink says she almost died from a drug overdose before she became famous. Speaking to 60 Minutes, Pink described her chaotic childhood. She said her parents yelled at each other every day and threw things. Pink said she started selling drugs and got kicked out of her home and quit school. She said while at a rave in 1995, she took ecstasy, PCP, and methamphetamine. The combination almost killed her, and Pink says it was the last time she ever took hard drugs. Just a few weeks later, she scored a record deal with an all-girl R&B group that came before the launch of her solo career. Substance abuse was a challenging obstacle for Pink to get through, but it's notable to mention she's been sober now for 24 years. Well, that's all we have for this week's look at entertainment news. I'm Jasmine Bester, and now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Jasmine. On campus, the Gladiators celebrated International Dress and Piraguas Day on October 5th, 2023, in the Cesar Chavez Plaza. People flooded the Cesar Chavez Plaza adorned in unique and colorful cultural dresses from the Caribbean, Africa, Central America, and even Asia. We sent India Richardson to report on it.
Chabot College celebrated its diversity on October 5th, 2023, with its first ever International Dress and Piraguas Day. What's that, you ask? Well, International Dress and Piraguas Day was an event where students dressed up in their traditional clothing from their cultures and enjoyed refreshing piraguas.
So for El Centro, we wanted to do a whole event series for Latinx and Hispanic Heritage Month, and like a lot of our ideas tended to be like around like Mexican culture, and so we wanted to really like go past that and include like other Latinx or Hispanic cultures in the event series.
International Dress and Piraguas Day was assembled by El Centro Student Center at Chabot, and the event was inspired by piraguas, which is a Puerto Rican version of shaved ice. There was music played from all over the world that people danced to. 8 to 10 students even danced the Cabala Dorado, which is a traditional Spanish square dance. Finally, there was a traditional costume contest. We all celebrated finding the unity there is in diversity. Reporting for KCTH Channel 27.
Thanks, India. The energy was electric as the courtyard filled with music and fun as people celebrated and danced throughout the whole event. Even staff and faculty could not resist the urge to dance. The city of Hayward is seeking community input on a draft update of its climate action plan that aims to cut carbon emissions by 55% by the year 2030 and put Hayward on a path to reach carbon neutrality by 2045. Like the city's original climate action plan adopted in 2009, the draft update contains dozens of policies and strategies for reducing carbon emissions and increasing carbon absorption by changing how we get around, power homes and workplaces, manage landscapes, and in other ways. These include rebate programs to reduce the cost of bicycles, e-bikes, and e-scooters, installing more EV charging stations, encouraging electricity customers to choose 100% renewable energy plans, and planting trees and asking homeowners to shift from natural gas to fully electric appliances. To learn more and provide input, go to the Climate Action Plan Update Project website at www.haywardhousingclimateupdate.com. Carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases act like a blanket or cap, trapping heat that might otherwise radiate out into space and cause climate-altering global warming. The Hayward City Council gave final approval last week to new regulations and guidelines for sidewalk vending in the city, including the establishment of a new permitting program for sidewalk vendors. The new ordinance, which takes effect on November 17th, brings Hayward into alignment with the 2019 state legislation that decriminalized sidewalk vending in California. It's intended to provide a pathway for sidewalk vendors to operate lawfully in the city in a manner that is both compatible with local businesses and protects public health. Going forward, sidewalk vendors will be required to obtain a Hayward sidewalk vending permit. Vendors who propose to sell food will also be required to first obtain a mobile food facility permit from the Alameda County Department of Environmental Health. Sidewalk vendors will be required to provide basic contact information and indicate if they intend to be stationary or roaming. To learn more, contact Hayward Senior Planner Rosalind Thompson via email at rosalind.thompson@haywardca.gov or call 510-583-5552. The fine for illegally operating without a sidewalk vending permit range from $250 up to $1,000 for repeat offenders. And now, let's hand it over to Greg Driscoll for a look at this week's sports.
Thanks, Evan. The Texas Rangers are World Series champions, beating the Diamondbacks in 5 games to win their first ever championship ring. Bruce Bochy, the current Texas skipper, now has his 4th ring. The 2023 World Series was full of ups and downs, which made for a good fall classic. The Diamondbacks made their first trip back to the fall classic since 2001, when they defeated the New York Yankees in a thrilling 7-game series. But they were unsuccessful this year. The Texas Rangers World Series parade will be this Friday in Arlington Entertainment District. Talk about a special delivery in Indianapolis. It happened during a football game between the Colts and the Cleveland Browns. Tylon Jones was at the game to see her cousin, NFL wide receiver David Bell, play for the Browns. But Jones went into labor at the game. Medics at the Lucas Oil Stadium helped deliver the baby. They had never delivered a baby at the stadium before. This is Jones' third child. She said she is thankful for what the medics did and is still overwhelmed about what happened. Jones says she and her daughter Kamar are doing well and says her family got 2 wins that day. The birth of Kamar and the Browns beat the Colts 39-38. That's going to do it for sports news. I'm Greg Driscoll. Now back to you, Evan.
Thanks, Greg. Could the key to a long, happy marriage be sharing the same sandwich at the same spot 6 days a week? This Alabama couple, married for 70 years, tells Rich Carl their Chick-fil-A love story.
It's a Monday afternoon in Shelby County, Alabama. It could be a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday too. James and Shirley Bailey, both 90 years old, enjoy their lunch, watch the Highway 280 traffic pass by, and reminisce about their rich, blessed lives.
We talk about everything that's going on with the kids or anybody we hear from.
Now, James and Shirley Bailey have been sharing talks for decades. They've been married 70 years. But 3 years ago, during the pandemic, their chats would arrive 6 days a week. Same time, same place, same lunch.
Alrighty, Mr. Bailey, and you don't have to worry about it today. Don't? Absolutely not. Yes, sir. It's my pleasure.
Yes, 3 years ago, James and Shirley tried Chick-fil-A for the very first time. They split a deluxe chicken sandwich and a waffle fry. They bought their own Diet Cokes. And since the pandemic began, they've eaten the same items each and every day, except Sundays, of course, at the Chick-fil-A's Greystone location.
We're used to doing that, and we did not want to eat lunch at home. So we came up here, and we stayed.
We got to where we enjoyed just getting and parking and eating half a sandwich. It was good.
It's so down home and so sweet, sharing an order, reminiscing, watching the Highway 280 traffic go by.
We got to where we watched the traffic too, and we began to pick out trucks or so forth that we would see every day, and we'd say, hey, there's so-and-so.
Perhaps James and Shirley have discovered the formula of a long life, staying together, sharing stories and memories, eating from the same sandwich just to show that they are one. Oh, they're never in a hurry. They're always taking it in, reliving snapshots of their family and their friends.
We reminisce a lot about those things and especially our grandchildren. You know, if one of them's sick or troubled or starting to school like they are now, we talk about that too.
Regardless of how long they'll be with us, James and Shirley Bailey want their legacy to be about more than their local fast food restaurant.
I really want to be known as a good person and a good grandmother and great-grandmother.
And James, he wants to forever remember his favorite lunches with his wife and his favorite moments as a father and a grandfather.
I just want to be known as a good daddy. You're bringing. But that's what I want.
And so their daily lunches will continue. They'll split a deluxe chicken sandwich and a waffle fry. They'll order their own Diet Cokes. And they'll relive the gifts they gave to others. You got to be proud of that.
We are.
Enjoying their golden years, sharing their lunch, and watching the Highway 280 traffic go by.
Thanks, Rich. James and Shirley Bailey are both 90 years old, but in a way, they feel young again. They're healthy and happy and grateful because splitting their lunch order reminds them that they are one. The Chabot College Theater Department is putting on a comedic production called Stage Kiss. Stage Kiss follows two actors cast in a forgotten stage play who quickly lose touch with their reality as the story on stage follows them off stage. We sent a reporter, Jasmine to Stage 1 to obtain footage of the actors during one of their rehearsals. Here's a look.
I had the opportunity to interview some of the crew members and actors from the upcoming production of Stage Kiss. Here's a look.
Sending out rehearsal reports and stuff like that. But not just that, just making a relationship with the director and the actors and really getting to know them and also being respectful of them and getting respect from them in return, and working closely with designers as well.
I help with quick changes. I make sure everyone knows where their props are.
It is a really, really funny script, and I hope that all of those funny moments will hit right and on point, and so the audience can fully grasp the play and get the enjoyment of it.
Honestly, it's that nervous feeling of the show opening up so soon, but I'm also very excited because I've never done a play like this.
I want the audience to get the idea that life is truly able to imitate art, and it can get as complicated as what we see on stage.
Stage Kiss is a comedic stage play written by Sarah Rule and directed by Joel Mulnix, who's also a theater professor here at Chabot College. The theater department opened up its doors for people to see Stage Kiss on October 25th and ran all the way through October 28th at 8 o'clock p.m. Again, on November 2nd, 3rd, and 4th at 8 o'clock p.m., as well as November 1st and 5th at 4 o'clock p.m. If you're interested in seeing the show Stage Kiss, it will be located in the 1200 building at Chabot College.
Thanks, Jasmine. For those who love theater, come out to see Stage Kiss at Chabot College. To see Stage Kiss, tickets for students are $10 and general admissions tickets are $15. And for our final story this week, if you've been thinking of buying a new electric vehicle, now might be a good time. Companies are offering discounts due to growing competition and some reticence from consumers. Tesla Model 3 base price is down 17% over the last year. Other automakers are offering deals to compete. Hybrids are an exception since consumers seem more interested in those vehicles. The top two reasons people hesitate to convert to electric are a lack of charging stations and range anxiety. The good news is, with the expected massive growth of electric vehicles, experts predict we're going to see as many as 500,000 more charging stations by 2030. That's all for Chabot News this week. Thanks to all the students and staff in the Mass Communications Department here at Chabot College for making this production possible. You can watch us anytime online at youtube.com/ChabotTV. Stay tuned to KCTH Channel 27 on Comcast for more Chabot TV.